In the state of Maharashtra, central India, lies the village of Natala. This is where Sindhu, a farm worker, lives. During the planting season, she works in the field for a wage of just €2 a day. For the rest of the year, she earns no income at all. There's only one way for these daily wage laborers to survive these months of forced unemployment, and that is by taking loans.
In this season, we don't get work. What are we supposed to do? We have to pay for food, medical expenses. How can we cover that if there's no work? I take the loans they give me. I have stomachs to fill.
These microfinance companies have provided women with such loans for the past 10 years. These loans are exclusively limited to females. This is a blessing for Sindhu, as she would have never been able to secure a loan from a conventional bank. The aim of such credit is to enable women to invest and lift themselves out of poverty. But for the past 10 years, Sindhu has used these loans to pay for her daily expenses. And now there's no way out of this debt spiral.
I've taken new loans to repay the previous ones. I've fallen into this trap, but I'm trying to tell the women of the village to not do the same. I tell them, don't take the loans, or you'll go through this hell like me.
Like Sindhu, in Natala, almost all the women are in debt. Most have taken various loans from different banks. As a result, almost every day a new creditor comes to the village to collect payments. Every time, some woman goes missing.
By what time will you send the money?
I will call you when I have the money.
I told you to send it last week, and I told you to come to the meeting.
Threats, ultimatums, every week the same scene repeats itself.
I'm worried. I feel like the creditor will come to my place in the evening with 4 or 5 people to get their money back. But I don't have the money. How can I give it back?
In extreme cases, creditors seize the personal belonging of those who fail to repay the debt on time. In this woman's case, for example, they confiscated gas bottles and the roof of her house.
I have to pay every Thursday, but for the last 3 months, I have not been able to pay. I'm waiting for the monsoon to get more work in the fields, so I will pay after the rains.
Throughout India, the number of agencies providing microcredit has significantly increased over the past 50 years. In 2022, the value of microloans reached €30 billion, which is 15 times higher than it was a decade ago. The popularity of this trend can be observed in this bank located in Varda, 25 kilometers away from Natala. Here, 22 loans are approved daily for female clients.
The money will get credited this evening. You can withdraw it tomorrow.
Interest is high up to 30%, a further obstacle to repayment. But creditors don't want to hear about these difficulties. They present microfinance as a godsend for these women.
In general, women do not have a loan history, but we want women to get ahead in life, which is why we give them loans. The big banks only give loans to big businesses. Only small microfinance banks like us are willing to give loans to people who are poor with modest means.
One can easily obtain these loans by just showing their identity card. This lack of proper verification system allows some women to lie about the usage of borrowed money. The same problem is found in the region's 50 or so villages. Aarti, a social worker, helps women to invest wisely the loan amount and prevent them from spending it on unnecessary things. She visits Natala once a month.
So, how many of you sitting here have taken out loans? All right.
For Aarti, it's not microfinance which is the problem, but unemployment.
I'm not against taking loans. I understand your needs, but you need to think about how to increase the income rather than taking more loans. For example, you can think of buying a goat. It is really good. One goat can give birth to 3 kids, and in times of crisis, you can sell it.
In Indian society, an increasing number of women are now taking charge of credit along with their household and childcare responsibilities.
When they have to pay back, they are not able to take care of their child's education and protection. So their overall progress is hampered. On top of that, the harassment levels are such that we fear that women will commit suicide because of it.
In 2022, more than 9% of Indian women had access to microcredit. Due to climate change, droughts and floods are becoming more frequent. This deepens the debt trap for women in rural areas.